What's quack-a-lacking, everybody? Today I am in the Cathedral Historic District. It sits on a hill just above downtown, so that's going to be what today's video is on the Quackers World vlog. And as usual, I'm kind of rolling through it sort of blindly here. I do have a map, and the map points out all of the most notable areas. I love how people stare when they drive by. It's got to seem weird, but it points out all of the most notable areas, and it tells me a little bit about each of them. And I've also taken some notes on just the neighborhood in general myself, doing some research. So I'm hoping all of this is going to be enough to pull a video together, but we'll see how it goes. I've already faced my first challenge, though I haven't even gotten started yet. And I do all my filming on this $30 phone, right? That was supposed to be my gimmick. And there's a lot of challenges associated with that, but because it's just a $30 phone, I don't really I don't really keep service on the phone. And in order to calibrate my gimbal, I need internet access. So what I do is my regular phone, I just turn on the hotspot and I hotspot over and calibrate my gimbal. But my hotspot wasn't working. It was like 15 minutes before I could get it working. I had to restart the phone a couple of times. I was getting desperate enough. I was about to have to contact support, and you know how that goes. So I didn't want to have to do that. So I've got my first challenge underway already, but that's behind us. Hopefully it's the worst challenge of the day. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm slowly walking my way towards what I believe is the starting point of this little tour we're going to take today. And like I say, I'm just winging it. I don't really know what I'm doing here, but we'll figure it out, and I bet a video comes together out of it. So week nine, here we go. Okay, so this is feeling very complicated and overwhelming all of a sudden. I've gotten down to where I'm going to start. I've got my notes and I've got the map. And normally I just have notes with bullet points and I just kind of, you know, wing it as I go. And I do have that, but the map added on top of it and all of the information they provided just feels really overwhelming. But all I can do is just push forward, right? Let's just push forward. I'm on the corner of 6th and Prairie in Sioux Falls. The first house is just down on the next corner. So I'm going to head down that way. I'm going to tell a little tidbit of history about the neighborhood on the walk down there. And then when I get there, I'll just figure out how to do the house when I get there. So I think it's going to come together. But man, I just feel so overwhelmed all of a sudden, like really overwhelmed. But let's push through, push through. Okay, so I got the first house filmed. It's the Van Brunt Shriver house behind me. It was built in 1903 by the very first auto dealer here in Sioux Falls. Another loud truck. Wow, what's with this channel and loud trucks? Anyway, so I got the first house done. The next one is just a block down the street, so I'm gonna hoof it on down, read about the house on the way there, and just figure out the next shot when I get there. Let's go. Okay, so I'm getting through it so far. I've done the entire first street. I think I've got 3 streets I'm doing in total today. So I did the entire first one. I covered every house, not perfectly, but I always tell you, the goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to just be 1% better than you were the week before. And being that I'm totally unprepared, I feel like I'm doing okay. So I got the first street down. I even found a couple of houses along the way on that street that I was not expecting to be on today's video, didn't even know they existed. So there was a little bit of bonus surprise there for me as well. So I'm having a good day. I'm going to move 2 streets over. I can't even remember the name of the street, but I believe it's Springdale. It's Spring something. I'm going to get there, chill for a second, regroup mentally, refocus myself onto a new street. I'm going to get a look at the map, figure out all the houses I'm going to hit on that street, mentally lay out a course of action, and then I will go from there. Sometime along the way, I feel like I want to include in this video something that I have been thinking about doing in relation to the Quackers World channel. In fact, maybe I'll just go ahead and do that now while I'm walking over, because I've got a couple of blocks to hit. In the very first video here on Quackers Backstage, actually, it wasn't in the first video here on Quackers Backstage, was it? It was in the Leaders Park video on Quackers World. One of the two, anyway. I had mentioned that I put together this website, quackersworld.com, right? And I wanted it to be a place to put my photography, because I don't always put my best shots onto social media. They're just kind of kept just for me. And the things I do put on social media are just raw uploads. The stuff on the website is things that I've taken the time to do color grading on, etc. I need to cross this roundabout quickly, so bear with me for just a moment. But so I wanted a place to put my photography, but that's been a couple of months now and I haven't done anything with it. I'm not doing the website. I designed these stickers to advertise the website, but I'm not doing that right now. I'm like full on into this YouTube journey, right? So what I'm thinking about doing is just doing away with the website, taking it down. I won't have that place that I wanted for my photos, but I'll figure something else out for that. But what I'm thinking is that I will just have that domain name point over to the YouTube channel, right? So that if anyone goes to quackersworld.com, it just takes them straight to the YouTube channel, because at this point, that's what I want anyway. I want anyone that goes there to eventually find their way to the YouTube. So why not just take it directly there? So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do that, because like I say, I do like having a place for my photography. And there's other things you could do as well, because if I take the time to write some articles about the place I go, then that blogging will kids in the background want to get on. It's the same kid from earlier. So anyway, if I do some blogging, then that gives me additional chances to get captured from search engines or other places to get things up. So there's advantages to both ways, and I'm just thinking about it. I haven't really made a decision yet, but I just want to throw that out there because it's one of the things that I'm going through with the development of this channel. So anyway, whew, I got that off my chest. Now all I got to do is make a decision about it, right? If you have an opinion, chime in and let me know which one you think I should do. So I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna get to the next location. I'm going to get prepped and ready there, see if this kid wants to ride around and keep trying to get on my video. And I'll check back in with you along the way. Turns out it wasn't Spring anything. The street was Summit. I was thinking Springdale, Spring this, Spring something. No, it's Summit Avenue. Anyway, I've done a couple of houses on Summit, including one that was an unplanned stop. So that makes 3 unplanned stops so far this video. But I feel okay. I didn't even pause when I got there. I just went because I was right at the home, the first one on the stop as soon as I got here. And it wasn't even 2 blocks over. It was the next one over. I guess on the map, I saw an alley and was interpreting that as a street. So anyway, I got a few more stops here to make on Summit. Since I didn't take a break when I got here, I'm going to take one now. I'm just going to hydrate. I'm going to do something I shouldn't be doing, so I'm not going to say on camera what it is. Shh. But I'm going to take a quick little break, and then I'll continue on with Summit Avenue. I'll check in with you guys along the way. I feel like there was a couple of more things that I wanted to talk about, but I already threw the website decision out there, so that's enough for this video. I'm just going to document and encounter any struggles that I come across, because I already had one with the hotspot and not allowing me to calibrate my gimbal. So that one's in the past. There's been a lot of traffic. A lot of traffic has been the other challenge. And I really need to learn to trust in the noise canceling on my microphone on that, because so many times a loud car goes by and I'm like, man, that was so loud, retake. And I'll retake it without the car, and that's fine. But then when I get home later and I look at the footage that I thought was so loud, you can't even hear the car. Or one time it was someone drove by and yelled something out the window. You couldn't even hear them because the noise canceling is really good on this mic. So I need to learn how to put more faith into the noise canceling and just roll through those moments without so many retakes. But yeah, Summit Avenue, I'm going to break. There's a bus. Let's see how good the noise canceling is as this bus goes on by. So Summit Avenue, I'm going to take a break, then I'll continue on. I'll be back with you in a bit. So, second challenge of the day. I keep stumbling to remember the names of the people at this house I'm trying to talk about. It's the Roge Manchester house. It's right here behind me. It's if I can get it in frame where you can see any part of it. There we go. It's an absolutely beautiful home, but I keep stumbling over my words. There's 2 different men who owned this, and I keep forgetting their names. And then when I finally got them right, there was a group of people walking behind me, and I finally got that right. And I wanted to, after I said the line, pan over to the next house to close the shot, but I got distracted and I forgot. So I'm going to try to retake this. I didn't get those people in the shot anyway because the camera was facing the house and they walked behind me, but it really distracted me, and I was probably in their way a little bit, blocking the sidewalk. So I'm going to try to take 50 on this shot and see if we can get it down this time. Whew, I'm falling into my habits again of forgetting to update this channel as I go along. I didn't went all the way down to Loose Street, and I know I checked in with you guys last at either Summit or somewhere around the Cathedral. I don't even know. I've covered a lot of ground since then, but I just want to notate one thing I really need to get better at is my engagements, because I just went by a stunning Queen Anne home from 1881. It was the Carpenter house. And the guy was sitting out front, he was having a smoke, and he was sitting on the porch. So I wasn't going to film the house because I'm too timid about having other people on the video, and I just want to be respectful of their privacy. But this guy came out and he talked to me, and we had a good 5-minute conversation minimal about the history of this house. It has this red, white, and blue accented color scheme on some of the more decorative aspects. And he was telling me how they had the original plans, and those were the colors notated because the woman who built that house built it as a retirement gift for her husband who was retiring from the military. And so they wanted this red, white, and blue color scheme incorporated. And it was a huge story. And it would have been... It would have been such a great thing to include in the vlog, but I was too shy to ask him if he would let me record. And I know for a fact if I would have just asked him, because he was so happy to tell me all about the house and everything, and he would have been more than happy to tell that on video because they have this ongoing restoration project with the home. So if you're interested in that, it's the Carpenter House SF on Instagram. Go check them out. But that's just one note. I really got to push myself with that. I've got to get a lot better at it because so far I'm horrible about it. I've avoided every opportunity, and I've had good ones since the very start. My very first time, my first video for Quackers World, I was filming down at Falls Park, and before I even got started, I already had my gear in my hand and was set up ready to go, and this older guy comes up and was having a conversation with me. And we were talking about the Queen Bee Mill, and he told me about how when he was a child, they used to get to go play in that. There wasn't a fence around it. He said they played in it, but there was a deep hole going down to a basement level, so kids were falling and getting hurt, and so that's why they put the fence and filled in the ground. And it was an amazing story that would have been great for that vlog had only I asked the guy if he would be willing to tell it on camera. So I've got to get much better at that, or at least make a start. And I also have to get much better about going inside places, because I've really only done that once at Josiah's, and that was sort of just a quick pan, another quick pan, and then show a shot with maybe 2 sentences of dialogue. So those are my 2 biggest weaknesses with this vlog. I've got to get good about going inside and filming inside places, and I've got to get better about interactions with people, because I'm missing some really good stories by not putting people on camera, and that's due to my own shyness. And I'm robbing myself of good content. I'm robbing them of an opportunity to tell their story, and I'm robbing an opportunity from you as well. So that is one thing I've definitely got to work on. But I'm coming up to the end of Duluth now, so I've got to figure out how I'm going to wrap this video up and tie it all up. No idea. I'm just winging it. So I'm going to go and see what I can do. I've got this guy at the house next door coming out, blowing off the leaves on his leaf blower. So I'm going to let him do what he does, and then I'm going to think about it and try to see how I can tie this video up. So there we go. There we go. All right, I closed out that video. It was kind of a weak closeout that just kind of went out of nowhere. And I'm not sure I'm happy with that, because the key strength that I have in my videos is my storytelling, and there was no story being told today. So that's what I'm not happy with. I really needed a storytelling aspect, and today's video was just random. It's just house. Hey, this house is a Queen Anne from 1891. It was built for this guy and this guy, and it was a whole lot of that and no story. And my channel needs a story. So when I do the McKinnon Historic District, I'm going to have to figure that out and do something a little bit better for that one. I think this video is going to be a flop, but it is a video. The main thing is consistency, right? Put one out. But now I have my final challenge for this video, and that's that after I was winding around all these streets in the neighborhood, I don't remember exactly where I parked. I don't remember where I parked. And so I'm just kind of walking around. I know that this is the general direction of where I parked, but I'm not sure if it's the street I parked on. And now that I think about it, I had the same problem the last time I came out to this neighborhood too. I got to start like just pinning my location on the map or something, I guess. I don't know, because it's 2 different times I came down to this neighborhood, and when I was done, I couldn't remember where I parked at. And now that I'm walking around, I'm just, I don't frickin' know. I'm not happy with the video, but I mean, I don't know if I got enough battery to just go redo the whole thing from scratch, but I'm thinking about maybe going and redoing it from scratch. I mean, I've done that a number of times with my editing and rendering, because I will edit and I will completely render the whole thing out. And then before I upload, I will watch it so that I can make note of timestamps for things like putting in the cards and things like that. And I will notice something messed up, and I will take the time to edit that out and take another 2 hours to render it again. The last video I did for Lake Benton, I rendered that video about 3 times before I finally got with one that I was happy enough with to upload it. So anyway, I'm going to figure out where I parked at. I think it's in this general direction. So I'm going to figure out where I parked, and we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for watching. I'll show you some outtakes now. I love you guys. Quackers out. I can't believe the streak is still going, but I'm happy it is. What's that? You want to be on? Here. This neighborhood is named after St. Joseph's Cathedral. Blah, blah. How could I mispronounce cathedral? Cut. Let's redo it. This neighborhood is named after St. Joseph, blah, blah, blah. How can I not say the name of it? Stop being tongue-tied. Let's go. Let's get it. This is a really majestic Romanesque style casino. Casino? Good Lord. Cut. Woo! Loud truck rolling through, as it always does. Give it a moment. Wow! Cut! Based on the floor plans of one of his blah, blah, blah. I messed up. I was doing so good. I was doing so good and I lost my train of thought. Let's just back up, back up. I got all tongue-tied. I'm showing my notes on camera. I don't know what's going on here. Quackers, get it together, get it together. Let's back up and retake. Let's go back all the way to where we were at. Look how far we got to back up. Wow, wow. And it's a really unique design because it includes elements of both the Queen and design. Retake. Why can I not speak? Forgot what I was going to say. Cut. I forgot what I was going to say. What the hell? All right. And let's get myself in frame. All right, go. This thing just keeps giving, keeps giving. Check this house out behind me. This is, what year? 1907. Okay, because I've told you that the homes in this neighborhood range from the 1870s through 1925, and that is 100% true. I did just show you that apartment building though. Very loud airplane going overhead. Oh my days. All right, let's just redo it. Let's redo it. The airplane messed me up. When it was purchased by a man named, hi, cut. Let's try this again. Remember the names, Quackers. Remember the names. What was his name? It was constructed in 1889, I believe. Oi, I done messed up. I said the wrong year.